Hey everybody, welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Well, I just want to talk about something real quick. I'm going to do some firewood. But if you saw Mike Morgan's last video, he's trying to figure out his situation with his IBC totes. And I'm going to tell you, Mike, I don't know, I might tag him in this, see if he sees it, but you got to watch us little channels too. I've been doing that for a while. I don't have the top of my basket secured, but you guys have been following me. You know I had the front of that basket cut out and I turned it into my lightweight material bucket. And I'm not working with a skid steer, so I can't dump as much, but it's the same idea. And then I use those little carabiners, oversized carabiners, to hook the basket. He's doing about the same thing. So I'm just saying, big channels should go and watch us little channels too. That's all. So I got my dad's wood dumped into here. Now I got to take a trailer load out and stack it. Yeah, so, you know, bigger channels like, you know, Outdoors with Morgans, Chris from In the Woodyard, Adam over there at Hometown Acres, you know. I tell you what, you know, I'm stacking this stuff, and when I think about those guys, you got Chris from In the Woodyard. He used to stack his wood every single, his old woodyard, remember if you watch the channel? He would stack his wood. And Adam, of course, would stack his wood in IBC totes, and now Adam's not stacking anymore. He's just dumping it into the IBC totes. This saves him a lot of time, I'm sure. But, you know, I think the only one out of them that I watch that he's still stacking is Mike Morgan. Out of those guys, he's still stacking them in those IBC totes, which I gotta say, from my experience, I tried, and I'm still gonna do bulk wood in that concrete area for my dad. But the stuff that was up in there wasn't stacked out in this field, just wasn't drying like it should. So, you know, when you're talking quality, and I mean, come on, look at these things. You know, and talking other, you know, bigger channels, the only guy that I've seen that makes close, I'm bragging, I know I'm bragging, so what? This quality is, you know, over there at Ohio Woodburner. Yeah. God, I can't remember his name. Why am I drawing a blank? Anyway, yeah, he's Ohio Woodburner. He makes some nice firewood with that Yappa. But anyway, you know, I say, you guys got to watch us little guys too. Well, I'll tell you what, it never is as much as I think it's gonna be. This full trailer here, I thought for sure I had an entire third of a cord or face cord or rick, whatever you wanna call it. You know, my dad, he's from New York State, and they called 4 feet tall, 8 feet long, one stack, a cord. Well, we all know a full cord is 128 cubic feet. So however you get to that number, that's a full cord. Anyway, I just like the way it looks when it's stacked nicely and neatly like this. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's so satisfying. And you know, the bigger guys that aren't stacking their wood anymore, I understand you got to save time. You've got a much higher demand. I'm just a hobbyist. You know, I got one customer that buys from me, and then I supply my dad and my brother. So, you know, I'm not, everybody's got different needs. So, and my need is I got to get some more split apparently. So that's next. Now, I am the type of guy that even though something's been done one way or another for 50 years, I still think maybe it could be done better. Maybe there's a different way to do something. So I never get stuck in a rut, even the way I do things. I want to constantly be thinking outside the box and try and do things better. So I would hope that maybe someday I'll be big, and I will want to watch those smaller channels and see how the new guys are doing things. Because everybody gets these ideas. You know, I was watching Sawing with Sandy, and he's got that Eastimate Ultra, and the way he splits directly into his IBC tote, boy, that is a great idea. As a matter of fact, I got to give credit where credit's due. That's where I got the idea for making that bucking station that I made you saw a couple of videos ago. I watched his video when he made his bucking station, and he's been doing that, you know, he's thinking outside the box. He's like, I need to do something different. I'm going to build this bucking station to make things easier for me. And you just got to keep thinking, you know, just got to keep thinking. So yeah, never stop thinking. Always, whatever's important to you, you know, run it through your head. Find new ways to do things. Let me tell you something. There's Joe from Ohio Woodburner. That's his name. Sorry, I forgot your name, Joe. You know, it's a really difficult name, Joe. Anyway, Joe from Ohio Woodburner. That guy is thinking all the time. He is an entrepreneur through and through. And so if you haven't seen his channel, you got to check it out. He's right here. I mean, he's like, I could drive 20 minutes and get to him. Anyway, right here in Northeast Ohio. If you're trying to make as much money as you can selling firewood, that guy is the channel to watch. He can squeeze every dollar out of a piece of firewood. Now, that's not necessarily my goal. You know, this is a hobby for me, and I make a little bit of money on the side. My most important aspects of this, I feel like you don't make money by throwing it away. So if I don't spend the money, then it's more money in my pocket. So I try to find very cheap ways of doing things, which of course sometimes requires a lot more effort, but I think it's worth it for me. I really, you know, if I'm gonna make $300 on a cord of firewood, I don't want to take that $300 and put it into a fancy piece of equipment that I'm not going to use. Now, that being said, I have kind of an equipment budget, and I paid off my Kubota BX, which is why I was able to buy that zero-turn mower. So when that zero-turn mower is paid off, then, you know, I could probably turn around and get another piece of equipment. But when I buy a piece of equipment, the most important things to me are time. That zero-turn mower saves me tons of time, and my back. So if the piece of equipment doesn't make things easier for me or faster for me, I'm probably not going to get it. Now, speaking of other channels, like Outdoors with the Morgans, he's gotten, you know, can I relate to him? Sure, I can still relate to him as it goes to firewood. You know, you're still, the basic principles of firewood are still there. But his equipment far outshines what I can even dream of. I mean, maybe someday I'll be that big. That'd be really cool. But I don't know if I'd buy all that type of stuff. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. One thing that I do really relate to with the Morgans is their son, Hunter. You know, he's autistic, and they talk about him every once in a while. And you know, he's older. My daughter's only 7 years old. She's autistic. She's verbal. She's high functioning, but the basic principles of autism, the same effects. She has rage. She has a lot of things that's hard for her to deal with. We went and looked at Christmas lights, and it was overwhelming for her. And so just simple things that normal kids, neurotypical kids enjoy, she has a really hard time with. So when I watch Outdoors with the Morgans and I see what they've gone through up until now with Hunter being an adult, I kind of can get a little glimpse of what to expect later in life. And I see her do things that they talk about, and I think, oh my goodness. There was one episode where he said Hunter just, during a party, he just wanted to go to another room. So he had a place to just decompress, I guess, or something, you know, just got him away from all the noise. Because when an autistic person hears a conversation in a large group of people, they hear every word. I don't know how they hear every single word that every single person is saying everywhere, and it all hits them at once. That's kind of the best way I can explain it, I guess. I'm not autistic, so I don't know exactly, but that's what I've heard, and I kind of get it. So I was thinking, yeah, she has trouble at parties. We need to have a space for her to be able to just, you know, if she's overwhelmed, just go decompress and come back. So that was so helpful. And so that's a big reason I watch Outdoors with the Morgans. I just like them too. I just like their channel. Then, you know, let's talk about Adam from Hometown Acres. I really like Adam. You know, he's a younger version of a lot of us, I'm sure. And it's so neat to see somebody that's figured it out at that age in life. You know, he knows what he wants to do. He's enjoying his life, and he's got his channel. And I've been watching him since he was pretty new. And it's nice to see someone like that grow, because once again, he's a lot like all of us. And I feel like, well, you know, maybe my channel will be that big someday if I just keep going. And I learn a lot from watching Adam, and I learn a lot from watching his neighbor Doug. So once again, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you haven't seen his channel, Hometown Acres, look it up. Really good channel. And then there's Neil from Dig Drive DIY. Now, Neil is a totally different firewood game. He has a wood burner. He doesn't sell firewood. He has a wood boiler. So he's doing bulk firewood. He's heating his house and everything else with it. But it's nice to see someone do it differently for a different reason, and you just watch the process and you still get ideas. You still see the way they do things, and you know, plus he's just got a really great channel. I mean, he's a great guy, and he's a very good editor too. You know, being in the media industry and the news business for as long as I was, I know what it takes to do what he does, to edit, and man, is he good. Anyway, so who else am I leaving out? You know, I talked about sawing with Sandy. I just found him just a little while ago, so I can't speak too intelligently about everything, but I'm catching up on his stuff, and I really do like watching his channel. He knows what he's doing. I don't know, those are my top channels. I'm sure there's others that I'm not thinking about. You know, Chris from In the Woodyard, I mentioned him too. That guy knows everything there is to know about the firewood business. I know everything there is to know about the firewood business. So I guess final thoughts are this, and I'll come back to what I said in the beginning. You know, I didn't know where this video was going, but I wonder if they watch us little guys. You know, Mitch from MJA doing stuff, and Paul with Gelling Outdoors, and I don't know, there's a lot of little guys out there. Everybody's trying it, you know, and I wonder what the big 100,000 subscriber plus channels watch, because they all go to the bathroom. That's when you watch. You're sitting there on the throne, that's when you're watching. So what are they watching, you know? Do they watch each other? They only watch the big channels, or do they watch us little guys? So I'm gonna try and tag my top 6 in my tags when I post this video. And if any of you big guys out there are watching this, I want you to comment. If you watched to the end, thank you very much. And I want to see what you watch. You know, it doesn't have to be my channel. Just comment in the comments the channels you like to watch, and especially if it's one of us little guys. You know, just let me know. It'd be really cool to even just see the comment from anybody. So, hey, I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for watching me, my little channel, and hopefully someday we'll be bigger. Just keep hitting that subscribe button, and we're growing. So I will catch you next time when I'm doing more stuff.